My name is Annie. So we were talking about interests the other day, like what are the things we're interested in, what are the things we enjoy doing in our free time, the usual stuff. And I was saying that I liked very much to get out with people, with my friends or with people I've met, and do whatever they are engaged in or whatever comes up. Like, I have that friend of mine that crafts. She makes bracelets, dream catches, all that kind of handmade, and she sells the things she makes at different markets that go on in the city. Now, I'm not exactly a fan of things like that. Like, I'm not exactly interested in just browsing through the rows of people looking at things, because, I don't know, it's just not exactly my thing. But I found out that when I go there with my friend and I help her get the stuff out, sit there and talk to people, and when I'm engaged in it like that, I actually get to meet a lot of crafters, a lot of people who work at the market, and it is interesting. It gives me an opportunity to actually be engaged in the process rather than just watch it from the side. And it's basically the same with all the other things. Like, I just get out with friends if they want to go to a gallery, if they want to go do something, if they need to buy something. Well, and plus the usual things, of course, like going to the movies, going to see something interesting that's going on, all that kind of stuff. And the person I was talking to, they listened and said, yeah, okay, but what do you do for yourself? Like, what are the things, or what is the thing that you do that doesn't exactly depend on other people? And what I wanted to say was this is what I do. Like, this thing where I get out, meet up with people and do things, this is what I do for myself, because people motivate me, they drive me, they give me the energy and the ideas to later on do something myself. But I got the question, because meeting with people and doing things with people is not exactly the action, or rather, it is not an activity you do. Like, meeting with people is not an activity. Talking to people is not an activity. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's like just what normally happens, but not the thing you do on purpose, if that makes sense. So that actually got me thinking, like, do I have things that I would get out and that I do get out and do, no matter whether there are people I want to see there or not? Like, do I have things that I just do? There are little things, of course, like watching movies and reading books and, I don't know, doing shopping, I guess? Or rather, just going to buy whatever you need to. But these things, they're kind of, well, the first two, they're just things you do anyways, for me at least. It's just the thing you do in the evening. So it is an activity, alright, but it's not really a thing you get out and do. You just like take the book, sit down and read it. And that's just it. And doing shopping and just things you need to do, well, that's not a hobby and that's not how you spend your free time. And I have always had those things. At different points in my life, there are different things that I do. I did volunteering for a pretty substantial amount of time. I took wedding management classes, I took classes in languages, in singing, all kinds of stuff. And these things I did for myself. Like, there was nobody else I knew who was engaged in those things as well. Those were just things I was interested in, and I just did them. But these things kind of died out quite a bit lately, because this person actually caught me in a period of shifting, of like re-evaluating my priorities in actions, I mean, like in the things I do. Because at this point, like right now, pretty much most of the things I do on a regular basis that could be described as substantial actions, as activities I do, can be easily described as work. And even though I like what I do, even though I love what I do, and I do different things, it is still work. Like, even when what you like doing and what you do for living is combined together, it's still work. Like, I get it, it's not your free time. But the things that I was doing that were extra and could be described as actions that I enjoyed doing for myself, just because I wanted to do that, not because of somebody else, not because somebody else was there as well, but just the things I wanted to do and did it, I found out that there pretty much is none. Because the little things, they don't really count, because it is not a hobby, it is not an interest that you actively engage in, well, from my point of view at least. And all the things I did earlier, they kind of died out for a number of reasons, and for different reasons as well. Some things I'm just not interested in anymore. Some things kind of got replaced by some other stuff that I considered more important at this point in my life. Some things I either don't have money for, or time, or really the wish to do it, like, properly. And this talk, and this thought in particular, was what got me to the idea of starting this channel. Because, just like I said in my very first video, I have always thought of making videos, but I didn't exactly have an idea of what I can do. Like, every single genre, I guess, every single format of videos I tried to see myself doing, it didn't really work, and that was what always stopped me. But then, after that talk, I thought that, like, talking about things, contemplating things, asking myself questions which might or might not be, like, extremely clever, but which interest me a lot, is the thing I really love doing. But yeah, it's not exactly an activity, it's not exactly a thing you do, so why not do just what I love doing and make a channel out of it? Because now it is still the same thing. What this channel is coming from is my wish to discuss things that interest me, to try and answer questions that I find difficult myself, and also to learn the other people's opinions on the topics that interest me. But now it is also a thing. Like, it's a channel, it's a thing I do, and it's mine. So it is kind of me talking brought together in one place and in a form of a substantial thing. So that's basically what that talk brought me to. And what I'm curious to know is whether you guys have this thing where you do things just because there is someone else you would rather spend time with. Not because of the thing that you enjoy doing, but because of the people you do it with. And whether you have or do not have the things you do just purely for yourselves, just because of the activity. Or maybe it was that you have started doing something because of somebody else, and then that person kind of got disinterested in it, but you stayed. Or have you ever considered this thing at all? Like, have you ever considered why you do the things you do, considering free time, I mean? So, whatever the thing that works for you is, please write it in the comment section below, because I'm extremely curious to know. Also, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, because that would make me so happy. Expect a new video very soon, and until then, stay true to yourselves and remember, everything will go wrong, and it's alright that way.